I use Hokkien 話，驚唔使亂聲嘅，because you have children with someone, all right? I'm telling you, you may pretend that that child is yours, but people can tell, all right? That people take one look and they know the paternity of the child, all right?
Anyway, like Linton said, they all look alike and they all look like husband. They don't look like you at all.
They look alike, you can just stop there. You don't need to add the sentence behind.
What is that English expression? They are so alike, like that acorn seed or something like that. Yeah, I mean, you know.
Anyway, okay, Henry, I understand that about 10 years ago, you were the first and the last Singaporean to be threatened by a government agency to be sued for defamation. Can you tell us something about that?
So I was a student blogger back then, and then I was just complaining about the whole system. Why must I study? And not only that. So my class, because I'm under the language elective program, so all my classmates, in fact, in my entire class that I wrote inside my blog, there is only one person who is a Singaporean who is born in Singapore in my entire class,
Did you just say the whole class you were only Singaporean?
Yeah. So I blogged about it.
What was the name of your school?
It has merged with Pioneer JC.
Oh, that one closed down. Okay.
Jurong Pioneer JC now. So that was how my blog started, because I felt it was very unfair. It's like my whole class, everybody is older than me, and I feel like that puts me in a disadvantage. Yeah, cause when they come, they are like 2 years, 3 years. There are some even 5 years older than me. Then like you're half a decade older than me. If I have 5 years head start, then I would have done so many things differently already. That was how my blog started. And then after that I started complaining. I go to the workforce. Then I got my first paycheck, and I was like, the boss actually cheat my pay by 50 cents. So I was supposed to get $5.50 per hour in my first job. But the boss only gave me $5, saying that, oh, you don't have a full-time contract. Then I'm like, yeah, because when we sign up, it's part-time, you say $5.50. Yeah. Then I was like, okay. So I felt unhappy, and then I write my blog. And then when I get my paycheck, you need to do that compulsory donation. Yeah. So I do the compulsory donation. I was like, huh? Another 50 cents, $1 gone? Then after that, I was like, okay, never mind. Then I continued calculating, how come it's still lesser? Oh, because I must give to CPF. Then I also complained about it on my blog. Then I started counting, okay, if I'm going to continue working like this, then how long am I going to take to get my first house? Then I started, okay, this doesn't work. I cannot continue working like this. Yeah, so in order to fulfill my dream of getting a house at 21 and then have my 4 kids by 30 years old, I need a different kind of financial scheme. Yeah, financial planning for myself. So that was how I tried to, protect my children. Yeah. And I wrote inside my book that it was not easy for me to get pregnant, because in Singapore there is a very high level of stress. So a lot of people suffer from infertility issues in Singapore, and a lot of people, after they give birth to their first child, because of how the hospital all this do all kinds of weird things to you when you're giving birth. Yeah, like for example, when I was giving birth, they tried to operate and cut on me. When I was giving birth naturally, everything was natural, but they just want to come and insert weird medicine and then try and cut me, everything, and I was like, no such things to my body. Yeah. So because of this kind of injury that happened to mothers in Singapore, a lot of them also cannot give birth later on. Yeah. And if you go to KK Hospital, there's a very big banner over there which is about fibroids. A lot of women in Singapore have this issue, so some of them have to remove their entire womb. And all this kind of health issue comes in because they have stress problem. So when I first tried out to have kids with my husband, we didn't succeed. So our BTO is not the first attempt. We actually failed. Yeah, before we get our final house. And when we tried to have kids, we also didn't succeed immediately. We actually failed. Then after that, we managed to get pregnant. Then when we got pregnant, we were like, okay, just because we can get pregnant doesn't mean we can carry the baby to full term. Because there are a lot of miscarriages in Singapore as well. So these are all the issues that we are very scared of.
So Hui, from what you have just told us, you were already fighting for justice when you were a teenager. Is that why you named your first son Justice?
Yes.
Okay.
And another thing is because I know it's very hard to find justice in Singapore. So maybe I can try to keep justice on my side. But now that I have 3 kids, right? Then I'm very scared, you know, because a lot of people say I'm not Lee Kuan Yew, and I'm like, okay, better hope I'm not Lee Kuan Yew, because you see Lee Kuan Yew's 3 children like this.